Welcome to Out There. I'm your host, Jon Bebe. We're just outside Hood River, and today we're going to learn about winemaking. I decided to bring along the best two wine connoisseurs I know, my dad, Mr. Out There, and his lovely wife. And we're going to go taste some wine. We're here with Scott Hagee. He's the owner of Pheasant Valley Winery. Scott, very nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Jon
Nice to meet
Bebe.
you.
It said on your website you've been open since 2004. Is that
Right.
right? Okay. How did that happen?
It happened with the decline of the pear market. We kind of going into the wholesale in pears, so the wife and I thought we would try something else. We planted a bunch of grapes 20 years ago to see if they'd work in this area, and they did well. So we decided to pull out 15 acres of pear trees, plant 15 acres of wine grapes, and what you see here was a packing house and cold storage.
Wow. Really?
We've grown organic fruit for 25 years, and no one in the valley would pack our fruit, so we had to build our own facility.
Okay, and that's one of the things that I noticed is you're the first organic winery in Hood River.
Right.
And was that the intent from the beginning, or did that evolve from the organic pears?
The latter, yeah. It just
Okay.
evolved.
Okay.
After you do it for 25 years, I don't see any sense in going back to conventional farming. And grapes are actually easier to farm than pears.
Okay. And were you into viticulture before, or is this something that just kind of happened?
My brother brought me up here from Southern California
Okay.
30 years ago.
Okay.
I was USC grad, went to law school, lifeguard for 11 years down there, but I came up here and helped him with his farming and fell in love with it.
It sounds like you've worn a lot of hats.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 8 years in, how has the process been for you?
The process has been kind of like a roller coaster here because of the recession here in the last couple of years. The first 5 years that we did this business, 6 years, it was 30-40% increase every year.
Great.
You know, you'd think that's never going to end, but it's just flattened out. We aren't going into the hole, but people are buying cheaper wines, and our retail sales are fine. Our wholesale sales through restaurants and bottle shops are down a bit.
Okay. I know that this has been kind of a challenging year for some wineries in the valley, given the inclement weather and not really having a summer. Has it affected you guys?
Well, yes. The harvest has been haphazard. Some grapes are still hanging that should have been picked weeks ago. It's a funny year. The acids are real high in the grapes. Naturally, the grower wants to pick them, and naturally, the winemaker wants them to have the acids drop before they're picked. So it's kind of a constant battle between the two.
Okay, so do you, you're the owner, are you also responsible for the actual making of the wine?
No.
Okay.
No. That's why it tastes so good.
You never get a shot? Did you never had like Scott's secret blend or anything?
I do. I make the pear wine.
Okay.
And I've made a couple of wines that have been accepted. They're fine.
So you're telling me earlier that your dad's a lawyer. You're kind of following in the footsteps.
I thought about that.
Yeah. So how does he? I'm sure he enjoys the wine, of course. Yeah.
Oh yeah. He's passed away here last year, but he loved wine.
And is your brother up here still?
Yes, my brother's up here. He sold his place here. He sold his farm. Bought a home in Arizona. We have family there, and he spends his winters there and summers up here.
Okay. That's great. Does he help you farm?
No, he doesn't.
Oh.
He's through with farming.
He leaves it all to you, huh?
Yeah.
So from USC to law school to pear farming to lifeguarding to now winery owner.
Winery owner.
That's great, man. That's awesome.
This is the most fun.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it do you find it to be seasonal, or is it something that's sort of consistent year round? Would you consider that you would have a high season here?
Yeah, summertime,
Okay.
definitely the high season. Memorial Day, all of the big holidays are big. Thanksgiving, big time for people to get out and taste wine.
Okay.
We see a lot of influx of folks, and this valley brings a lot of them in because of our fruit. They come here for our fall celebrations. The Chamber of Commerce does a wonderful job of leading people around the valley.
Great. So do you sell your fruit to other winemakers as well?
We do.
That's great.
Right.
Wow. How would you describe Pheasant Valley's winemaking approach, your style?
Well, we like a real approachable wine, a soft wine, not a lot of tannins to it. We like to leave it in a barrel until it's ready to drink, and then put it in a bottle. We don't like to give a wine out to a public that has to lay it down for 4 or 5 years.
Okay, so ready to go.
Ready to go.
Ready to go, that's great. Well, I would love to learn about the process of winemaking, basically from steps 1, 2, and 3. So where would we start if we were going to do that?
Probably start in the vineyard. That's where winemaking really gets its place.
Okay. All right, well, let's head out there.
Take a look at it.
Okay. All right, so Pinot
Pinot Noir,
and,
Tempranillo,
okay, and Lulu.
and Lulu, my grape sampler.
Testing the grapes.
She'll tell you when they're sweet enough.